It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the U.S. Paralympian swimmer, Lesile Cichocki. How are you doing today?
Good, you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get into the sport of swimming?
I just knew like a lot of people.
Of course, how was that like getting into swimming at such a young age?
It was definitely lots of like years of intense training and lots of development for sure.
What was that training like starting at such a young age and now where you are now? What is the training like?
At a young age, it was more like learning the techniques, and then at like an older age I feel like I just got it like the technique down.
How has that been like obviously being able to swim with your siblings growing up?
My siblings are slightly older than me, but it was great having somebody to inspire me to get into the sport of swimming.
Of course, what was that experience like going through what was the experience like getting able to qualify to become a Paralympian?
Years of intense training, and it was a fun and great experience of a lifetime. I got to train with Mac Levers and had his wife as my coach. I also swam with Margot Gary, and I was the only one out of 50 trial qualifiers from Florida aquatics to go to Rio in 2016. But lots of hard training in swimming with really talented swimmers inspired me to do my best.
What was that experience like getting to go to Rio to compete?
It was really exciting to walk in the pool and see my name in lights and hear people cheering.
What was that experience like when you received your first Paralympic gear and you had the equestrians on your gear?
I think all the swag look was really nice, and the support it took to get there.
What was that like going to the Pan American Games and winning 2 bronze medals?
It was my first international meet, and it definitely got me to understand what it'd be like competing at the international level or at such a high level of competition, and that I don't think I would have ever had won those medals without the great support of my family in Tucson, Florida Aquatics.
Of course, in 2015, going to the Pan American Games in Toronto, what was that experience like going to Toronto?
It was really exciting, and it'd been impossible without the support for the Clarkson family. I will never forget standing on the podium, hearing the national anthem played for me as I accepted my backstroke gold medal.
Of course, how was that like going to the Pan American Games in 2019 in Liam?
Having the Toronto Pan Am Games under my belt made me less nervous, and in fact, the Lima S14 gained a new event, the 100-meter butterfly, and the 100-meter butterfly was my second favorite event.
How is that like in that experience, like going to the World Championship in 2017?
I didn't really go to the World Championships in 2017. I went to the INES International Swimming Championships in Mexico City and broke numerous American records and came back with a ton of medals. INES is the international organization for athletes with the intellectual disabilities and was renamed Virtuous Sports in October 2019 at the Global Games in Brisbane, Australia. I also competed at the INES Global Games in Italy, Ecuador, and Australia, and I hope to attend the next global games in France next year as a coach to help those who are starting off.
What was that experience in the IBBC? What was that experience like competing in that tournament?
For the INES,
Mm-hmm.
it was definitely fun and get to see different countries and different pools, and meeting new people is always exciting.
How was it like when you got named to become on the Paralympic team to go to Rio in 2016?
It was by far the happiest day of my life. The Paralympic selection is different from the Olympic selection. It is based on world rankings in your classification. If you outrank number one in the world, your time is used then in the mathematical formula based on third in the world. You then earn a slot towards the Paralympics. Each country is awarded a certain number of female and male slots, making it even more difficult. Although most classifications have more events than S14s, making it the odds even harder to get a slot. It was when swimmers with intellectual disabilities was starting back in the Paralympics. So in 2000, the basketball team from Spain was accused of cheating. As a result, all the athletes with intellectual disabilities were banned from competing in the Paralympics. So there was only 3 events for London, track and field, tennis, and swimming at the time. Swimmers only can compete in 3 events. At 2 started in London, 100 back, 100 breast, and 200 free.
How is it like making all of your hard work pay off for the moment that you obviously went to the Paralympics?
It was really exciting walking into the pool and see my name in lights and hear people cheering.
What was a typical swim meet like during the Paralympic time in Rio?
They put your name and photo on the scoreboard with your start reaction times.
Of course, competing in Rio, what was that like having alongside Jessica Long, Courtney Trotter?
All three of them were a joy to swim with. I consider Courtney like a sister. She was always at my side when I was nervous and needed someone to talk to. Mallory is a wonderful teammate, and it's always fun watching Jessica win, because I remember her saying she hates to lose, and she definitely swims that way.
Of course, how does it feel to have Paralympian behind your last name?
It's an honor to represent the United States and to have had the experience of such a high level of competition. I still hold 14 long course meal S14 American records, 15 short course yard American records, and 15 short course meal American records as of today.
Of course, what is that like, obviously still holding those records and having nobody break your records so far?
It's a pretty impressive.
Of course, what is that feeling going to feel like, obviously, when people later down in the line do start to come close to your records and break them?
That will be pretty surprising. It would just mean that they have worked really hard to do that.
How is that feeling like going to the Paralympic Games and getting to stand beside the Argentine statue?
It was an honor. Gail was awesome, and seeing it was very motivating. Standing next to it was also an honor, a thrill of a lifetime, an awesome experience.
What are some of your favorite memories while competing in swimming?
Going to finals for the 100-meter backstroke at my first Paralympic Games and being ranked seventh in the world, and meeting Olympic swimmers like Lily King and Kayla Ledecky in Washington D.C. later that year.
Who are some of the people that you look up to in the sport of swimming?
Katie Ledecky, for sure. That woman's a beast.
Of course, who are some of your most influential people that have helped you into the career that you have?
Matt Griever is his wife, Annie, who is like a great breaststroke.
Of course, how is that like having Matt Levy be your inspiration?
He's definitely really inspiring and was a joy to train with. I don't think I could have done it without his motivation in the water.
What are some of your future plans in the sport of swimming?
I would like to create a U.S. swimming club called In Conclusion Aquatics, which would be specifically for swimmers with disabilities. I chose the name In Conclusion Aquatics because in conclusion means lakes being included. too many clubs either require you to be under 18 or expect you to keep up with able-bodied swimmers. I currently instruct a in conclusion aquatics class at Logan Fitness in Carterville, Illinois.
Of course, what was that process like going from being a swimmer to getting into retirement and obviously creating this swim club?
I wanted to give back and just prove people wrong that no matter their disability and ability level, anything can be done.
How's that like obviously getting to meet your fans and having them ask for your autographs and photos of you?
That's extremely motivating as well. And great to see that there was lots of support.
Of course, what advice would you give future swimmers looking to compete in swimming?
Stay motivated and positive. You'll reach your goals. Never be discouraged by races that don't go well. Hard work pays off.
What advice would you give those people that are looking to go to the Paralympics for the first time or multiple times?
To enjoy the time competing, all the friends you'll make in different pools, countries you will see. Time will go quickly, the memories will last forever.
What advice would you give the Olympians and Paralympians? What advice would you give people such as yourself that has retired from the sport and look to do something in this sport outside of being a professional athlete?
I always try to inspire people that anything can be done, even if it's not even if they're not a professional athlete.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
I have a Facebook. I have a Instagram.
Thank you again for your interview and best luck in your future as you begin this new journey outside of competing.
Thank you.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Leslie, for your interview and best luck in your future.
Okay, thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.